Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
It's the JP Lopez Show.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to this, the JP Lopez Show. Man, I got a good one lined up for you guys. I've got the owners and operators of Mijos food truck.
Yes.
And newly, it's soft launched right now, right? It's not grand opened yet, or
Yes.
it will be.
We basically soft launched and basically just test the water, see how our systems are operating and all that. So we still got some
lot of
work
stuff.
to do.
So Hub City Buds.
Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
I can't
man.
wait.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
And just to let you know, we opened Cloud 9 last December, and that's our indoor grow facility that's next door to our dispensary.
Oh, okay.
wow.
Okay.
Wow. That's so dope, bro.
Yes.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
We grow legally.
You guys live here?
No, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask. Cause
Home
what's
base
that? An
for-
hour and a half away?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Depends how fast you go.
Okay.
yeah.
Do y'all do the food truck over there in New Mexico too?
Not yet, but eventually. We've been really blessed with events here, so I mean we're out usually Wednesday through Saturday, and we're booked up.
That's
pretty
cool,
well.
man.
Can you tell people where to find you?
Oh yeah, we're all over the place. So we start out every Wednesday, and we're booked up through Saturday. And I have a website, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media handles where you can
Where?
find us on Mijos Tex-Mex.
.com.
Yes, .com. And all the handles are Mijos Tex-Mex. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Mijos.
Mijos.
Mijos for, the whites. Mijos.
For my mama.
Well, a lot of people think it's for son, but it's our initials. It's an acronym for our initials.
Oh, that's dope.
I didn't know that it was like for real.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
For son.
little boy or.
Really?
Yeah, so
Double
it's
entendre.
Marcus, Iani's our kiddo, and I'm Jennifer, and then it's Ojeda.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like,
It all worked out.
Learn something new every day. Yeah, people come in and it's like, "Where's Mijo?" I'm like, we're right here.
First of all, it's us.
So I got to give y'all's flowers because every time we go to the art trail,
Mm-hmm.
you guys are just like Bubba and Bree, man. Y'all's line is out the
Oh,
ass.
yeah.
That's what I was going to
So
say.
people love y'all's food,
Yeah.
right?
We try.
Yeah,
try.
We try.
It's got to be some good shit.
We try.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody's hooked on the boppers, and Marcus warned me. He was like, "You created that monster," and we couldn't keep up with them. Even our oven's out. It's been out for 3 months. So, but now we're gonna have boppers at every event. We've got some cool things coming up with Mijos. We're trying to grow.
Y'all
and-
got a lote too, right?
Yes, we have
Okay.
brolote.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brisket with elote.
Yeah, I wanted to try that.
You haven't tried
No,
it?
I haven't tried that one yet. Yeah,
You're missing out.
I know.
And a lot of people are skeptical about that because everybody knows the traditional elote, with mayonnaise and
All that stuff.
all the other ingredients.
Yeah.
Ours is an alternative of it. We don't utilize mayonnaise. It's just a mixture of just cream cheese and different
Spices.
cheeses
Oh,
and
Wow,
spices.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
That
people
sounds
are
real good,
first
actually.
hesitant to try it, and then when they try it, they come back and like, I'm gonna need 2 or 3 more cups
Yeah,
of
that's
that.
dope. Yeah.
So because a lot of people, like for me, I'm not the biggest fan of mayonnaise, so I was excited when she was able to figure that whole portion or ratio mix to make it taste just like elote. So
That's cool. So y'all came
Yeah.
up with that together?
Yes.
That's dope.
And
That's-
it came when we first start, people don't know about you, so we're just kind of twiddling our thumbs, looking at traffic. And it was inspired by my godson's wife, and she sent me a picture. They had just moved to Dallas, and she sent me this picture, and I was like, dang, that's
shout out Panther
pretty cool.
Barbecue.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So
That's
it
some
was
good shit.
inspired by one of them. I'm like, man, I can do something like that. I want
Yeah.
something fun.
That's cool.
So I
man.
started playing with it, and it just looked so sad. And then I told Marcus, because, again, he's a cook. I'm like, it needs fun stuff. So he came literally, and he just threw it. It was just him and I in the truck before we kicked him out. And he just made it, and I'm like, that's it. That's it right there. And then when I first brought it out, took a picture, and nobody wanted it. And I was like,
Oh shit.
I was like, guys. So, we were just giving food away because
All this
nobody
trial and
wanted
error
it.
for nothing, motherfucker.
Yes, like, and it took forever, and then the art trail finally started taking off, and we just needed it to walk into the crowd because it's pretty, I think it's pretty.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it'd go to the crowd, kind of like our Raider Nachos, then like people would say, "Where's that?" So then it's kind of started taking off, and now I mean it's grown. We have a brolote catering. We have its own thing. We've grown to the farmers market in the shed, so every Saturday people can get that.
People
corn.
latched onto that shit.
Yeah, and then I made a little character, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Is it corn on the cob?
No, it's from it's a specific kind of brand from a can.
Okay.
But it's a slow cook. We let the cream cheese go in with the corn, and it has to be a certain kind of corn because even with COVID, when corn was nowhere to be found, I mean, we tried all kinds: Anna Rosa's, Saint Smith, Luke Peters. No, those aren't brands, but
Yeah.
all kinds of brands, and nothing went with the cream cheese. The cream cheese was just beating up the corn, and it looked like it was chewed and spit out, and I was just like, no. So we just went without corn for a while until our brand was back
Yeah.
in stock, and then
Oh wow.
So I did a little something like that. So I'm recent, probably this past February was a whole year since I've lost weight, and I'm down
congrats,
over 100
by the way.
pounds. Thank you.
Yeah,
Congrats.
congrats, brother.
But you had to find ways to, make your food likable because
Yeah.
you can't just eat the same shit over and over. So to add more protein in the tuna, I would make it with Greek yogurt.
Yes.
But I wouldn't tell her because if I told her, she'd be like, "Fuck no, I'm not eating that." And then she was like, "Man, this is so good, so
Yeah.
good." And I was like, "It's not mayonnaise, it's Greek yogurt." She's like, "Shut up." Like,
That's what he has to do to me too, because I don't be liking some food.
yeah. So I mean, I get like the cream cheese with the mayonnaise. People are like, "I don't want that shit." But,
Yeah.
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 Fuck.
And that's another thing that's created the boppers, the brisket jalapeno poppers. I mean, I put cream cheese and sugar and all kinds of spices in there. So when you get a kick of the heat, you're going to have a little bit of the sweetness kick in. So just kind of.
That sounds amazing.
Thomas over there with a heart on. Put his belly boner away.
I meant to bring some, but we were out of town
Oh
today.
man,
so.
y'all are good.
Oh, no,
I'm just thankful that y'all get to come on here and spotlight. So Hub City Buds,
Okay.
that is in New Mexico,
Yes.
but
Yes.
it's not too far from Lubbock,
No, it's about an hour and a half.
Nice.
which
One-way
makes sense
trip.
with Hub City Buds. Like I fucking love that name. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
everybody's confused because we named it Hub City, but we wanted to bring a little bit of
Yeah,
who we were to
I
there.
understood it
Yeah.
from the get go. Yeah.
Yeah.
and
So
I love that.
like I told Thomas, before, originally I was born in California, moved to New York, and then I moved from New York to Texas. So when I was about 11, but
Damn, I didn't know that, bro.
yeah, so Texas is, where I grew up, matured, blossomed into who
Yeah.
I am now. So, I gotta respect, Lubbock and Texas, and give them a shout out.
So
That's
can
awesome.
we speak a little on the journey for there?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Marcus, I knew you had been sick, but I didn't know, it's not like
How
we're
sick
that
or
tight that I'm like,
yeah.
hey, what's going on with you? You know what I mean? Like, and so you just said like medical mystery for 2 years, right?
2.5 years. It started right when we got together. It started out as heartburn and stuff. And
I thought it was from all the drinking that we were doing every
Really?
night.
Yeah.
I
Honestly,
thought it was from
yeah.
the Patron.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But you want to talk?
oh yeah. So yeah, it just started hitting me like heartburn. I didn't know what was going on, and that burning sensation just kept intensifying. And go to the doctors, they would just run all the tests on me as far as for like GI and stuff, and everything was coming back fine. They would just try to help me because my pain was so intense that I was constantly at the ER.
Yeah.
Well, after a while, like seeing the doctors, they prescribe you narcotics, so
The good kind.
hydrocodone
Oh,
is
yeah.
what they first gave me, and little did they know that what they were giving me was also hurting me because they didn't know exactly what was wrong with me. They started off taking out my gallbladder. They didn't need to. They took out the tip of my sternum, thinking that that was the problem. Still nothing. During that time, the pain intensified. Went to more medication to where I was basically sleeping 22 hours a day
Damn,
because
bro.
I was on all this medication and still not knowing. They finally were trying to say it was all in my head, you know.
Oh, wow.
So, and
They even kicked him out of, or kicked us out of Lubbock
the hospitals.
because they named him a pain seeker. And once somebody named you a pain seeker, I mean,
yeah,
they just won't help you out.
You get mistreated, and you know, so it was just at that point. The last time I went to the ER here, you know, because like I had went to Colorado to try to figure out what was wrong with me. And what was crazy is during that time, I didn't even smoke at all. You know, I was just on the doctor's medication or anything because you know I really wanted to know what was going on with me, but couldn't figure it out. Came back. Finally went down towards Waco, Colleen, Scott and White Hospital. They were gonna run some tests on me, but it was right around Christmas. So they said, you know, send us all your records, and we'll start looking at it. And you know, come New Year, we'll bring you back to have all these tests ran. So I was like, okay. Couldn't make it. Went to the hospital because I was in so much pain, and that's when we finally had the Scott and White Hospital talk to UMC over here, and they were talking to the doctor, and they sent all my medical records, and they did the test that they were wanting to do over there, and they finally figured out that I had primary biliary cholangitis, or back then it was called cirrhosis. So there's like 4 stages of it. And I was in the worst stage. They told me that I had to immediately get on the liver transplant list. It's a liver disease where it's genetic, and it attacks your bile ducts on your liver. So pretty much the only thing that you can do is, you know, if the medication doesn't control it, you're going to get a transplant or you pass away.
Fuck.
So, or eventually turns into liver cancer and stuff like that. So, what was crazy is my sister has the same illness as well, but she was diagnosed at an earlier stage, and she just recently, you know, she followed the doctor's route. 2018, she had a liver transplant, so she's doing well, she's doing good. But for me, I said, you know what, I'm tired of what the doctors are telling me. I started researching, educating myself, and started utilizing cannabis because cannabis was immediate relief for me when I started having my pain. It would just, within 10 minutes, it was gone.
Damn.
Whereas they would admit me into the hospital, and I would be on like Demerol pumps. You know, I would have to stay in there for like 5 to 7 days. And slowly I just, you know, weaned myself off of all the pain meds and all the stuff that the doctors were doing. And the doctor would run my labs every month like a cancer patient, you know, and he was like, I don't know what you're doing. He said, I can't tell you not to do it. He said, but the numbers aren't lying.
Wow.
The numbers aren't lying. And I said, okay, doc. I said, you know, he told me, you'll never be able to drink again. You'll never be able to take cough syrups or any kind of over-the-counter medication.
So I do all the drinking just
for you know, like to get over normal illnesses and stuff. He said, so I said, okay. I said, main thing is can I eat? Because back then, you know, when we first met, I was 315 pounds, right? So that was back in 2007. When we got married in 2010, 2009. 2009, sorry. When we got married, that day we got married, I was 165 pounds.
Whoa.
And when
Half of you, bro.
and nobody knows that when we got married, he had just got out of the hospital, and they pumped him full of steroids just to make our wedding.
Wow, brother.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so during that time, I weaned myself off all this medication, started researching cannabis, you know, after I found out that it was actually helping me. And then around 2012 is when Sanjay Gupta,
Oh,
of
yeah,
all
phone
people, on CNN came out with documentaries talking about cannabis.
Yeah.
It was called Weed. And it's broken up into like 5 segments. But the first episode consisted of a little girl who had so severe epilepsy
I remember that
that
episode.
her parents didn't know if she was even going to make it through the night.
Yeah.
So they had basically did everything for her, on the doctor side, and they said, we're at the point where there's nothing else we can do. The parents got in touch with the grower in Colorado, and they created a specific strain for her, which was higher in CBD and lower in THC, called Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
from her first dose, she went from having 96 seizures a day to having 3.
Damn, bro.
So
And it was on the episode. Sorry, we'll get this fly.
It's okay.
It's over here, babe.
I think he wants to talk to me.
On the episode, that was like they had that syringe of that oil, right?
Yes, and they
Yes.
put it under her
Yeah,
tongue. and
under her
stuff.
tongue.
yes, so that oil that you're talking about, it's called Rick Simpson oil. He's basically the creator, and the way that was brought about was he was told the same thing. He had stage 4 cancer. He was terminal. He was placed on hospice in multiple parts of his body. And the doctor said, you have 6 months to live. He said, okay. He said, so he was already utilizing cannabis, but he wanted to find out, how to get the most benefit from it. And that's what he figured out.
That's awesome.
I eventually started myself on that RSL, and it changed my life. Like
Wow.
that, it's the reason why we've been able to do this.
Wow.
Without it, I couldn't function.
When
Wow,
you first
bro.
started it, like, could you function on it, or
Yeah.
did it like make you really high?
Yeah, no. So when I first started on it, honestly, it actually reminded me of taking a pain pill. That's the feeling you got.
Took the pain away.
Yeah. So I don't want to say that we all have dependencies or we all have addictions, but just know if you're suffering from an illness, you're going to be dependent on the medication,
Yeah.
regardless of what illness you have. So you have some type of dependency on it, so it's one of those things. But I've learned I'd rather have a dependency on this because
this
it's all
helps everything.
natural.
Yeah.
And it's all natural. And it brought me back, it's bringing me to why we established Hub City Buds.
Amen
Is,
to that, though, man.
back in, we've all messed with recreational smoke, and street smoke. And it was when I first got diagnosed, I was like, if I'm going to utilize this as medicine, I want to know how it's grown, where it's grown, who's growing it, what they're utilizing to grow it.
Wow.
So, and all I could think about is, you remember the movie Half Baked?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When Dave Chappelle's cleaning and
Yeah.
he sees the lab where they're handing out pounds. That's what came to my mind, was like pharmaceutical grade,
I
so
seen it.
so it was at that point where I was like, if I ever get the opportunity to
Wow.
be able to grow my own medicine, I'm going to do so. And,
Amen to
just
that.
by the grace of God in 2020, seeing a little, KCBD came out with a report that New Mexico was taking medical patients, out-of-state patients. So at that time, we had a friend whose husband was dealing with cancer, and I was dealing with my chronic pain, and I went over there and I got my license, my medical card, and I took her over there to get his medical card, and from that point on, just started hearing stuff about it going recreational over there. Well, they had the opportunity to pass it that year. They denied it. They shot it down. New governor came into effect, and she held the special session, and she forced it through. She pushed it through, and I was like, as soon as that happened, I got an email for some weird reason. By the grace of God, all I could say is, if you're interested in being a part of the cannabis, industry, go ahead and submit an application. We're going to start the process of building their cannabis control division. So, and they're going to do an online meeting over 6 months on the processes and steps that you have to take to get. And it was almost like, I was like, is this for real? They're just gonna hand you the book, So I said, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? They tell me, oh no, you didn't qualify to see it or be invited. But sure enough, they invited me, and I was on those calls, and I was just like, there's no way, there's no way.
And it kind of worked out really. I mean, it's God's timing, because that was when we kicked him out of the truck, because when COVID hit.
Yes.
We were terrified. We're like, we don't know what this is going to do. Let's kick him out, and you just stay home and cook, and I'll hire somebody. So here we were. Restaurants were shutting down. People were closing, and we were hiring. It's kind of crazy. And we're like, all right, let's just go with it. And one of my best friends had a idea, and she said, let's create an outside station for COVID. And I'm like, all right, we're a food truck, let's do it.
Yeah.
We had walkies to order, and, no customers touched,
Oh, wow.
Nobody came up to the truck. It was all,
I had bought them ponchos so where they could throw it over themselves.
he made us look like space aliens surfing.
We didn't know.
And we were trying, that's when TikTok first came out, and we were trying to do a dance, and people were watching us, and it was a whole thing. But, it worked out, and he put himself, while he was smoking briskets, I learned oh my gosh, we can cook more. We have, this was a blessing. We could cook double the amount, because all he was doing was cooking, and we would just go pick up and go to the next event.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it was oh man, okay, let's go. And anyway, I'll finish.
Yeah, so from that point on, I just, I took that step, and took that leap of faith, saying, I told her, if Mijos does well, this is going to be our next venture. Because from my standpoint, I was like, we could go and buy property in New Mexico just so I could grow personally. But then we have double the bills, and it's with the food truck, especially during the winter, those times are hard. But because of her and how she's ran Mijos, we don't see downtime. We don't.
No.
We're running from January to December.
Amen to that.
That's a
awesome.
blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing. So if it wasn't for that, especially last year, Mijos was a big part of why we were able to actually get Hub City Buds to this point.
I keep telling him, you owe me money.
So, so we started growing, and I started to grow just basically so I could grow my own medicine and know exactly how it's grown, and the way we set it up, it's 100% indoor. And for people who are not familiar with cannabis and stuff like that, there's so many different ways of growing it. It's outdoor, but outdoor you can grow just in the regular dirt, or you can do living soil, you can compost and stuff like that. There's so many different ways, right? Same as indoor. There's greenhouse, greenhouse, and then there's light depth. And for us, we're 100% indoor. Our rooms are sealed off. Like for me, it's technically pharmaceutical grade type cannabis that we're growing.
When you say indoor, the thing that strikes me, that comes to my head, is like healthier, cleaner. Is that true?
Yes.
Because less pesticides, less.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why
No dirt.
I chose indoor, was because, like I said, if I'm gonna treat it like a medicine, I want to grow the best possible medicine I can for myself, but also for everybody else who comes through our doors.
That's amazing, because I grew up smoking Reggie. What I was telling you with Reggie, and I didn't know what the hell was in it, but I was gonna light that some bitch up. Yeah. So now with
No seeds, no sticks, no stems.
Ooh-wee.
With little bugs.
Oh yeah. But to see like where it's at nowadays, and I'm just a smoker. I don't know much about growing it, but seeing family members do it, but to see how there's so much like science. You got to put your
Yes.
mind to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not just being about a pothead wanting to smoke. And I love that your story about how you grew up for your own medicine. That's crazy, brother. That's a beautiful blessing. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
Do you think that, like, you being sick made you pay more attention to how you're growing it?
Yeah.
And
Yes, yeah, and it's like putting both my passions together. And the reason why we started the food truck, going back to that, was so when I was at my worst, I was eating a loaf of French bread every 5 days. I would cut a piece off. I would eat that Monday. That's all I could handle, and I would drink 3 to 5 gallons of water a day
fuck, bro.
for 2 years, right?
brother,
So
damn.
I couldn't. I was just there in bed. She was working. She was being the provider. She was doing everything, right? All I was there was watching Food Channel, like just dreaming of being able to eat. And I would say, man, if I'm ever able to eat again, I'm gonna make all this. I'm gonna eat all this. So that's where my passion for food came into play, because, like, and then me moving from California to New York to Texas to experience the different tastes of food, the way everybody makes food. Like, we were just in the carne asada competition 2 weeks ago. There was 22 people who cooked carne asada, right? So there's 22 different variations, so it's an awesome thing. And then food always brings people together.
Amen.
So it's kind of the same thing.
Well, good
I'm
food.
bringing my passions of food, and then also cannabis, because like I said, it's not just I just want to smoke to smoke. It's more like I'm technically searching for that one strain that's gonna do everything for me, like knock out my body pain, not make me too sleepy, but make me more alert, more focused. I'm searching, and me as a patient, I'm still trying to find that one specific strain that's gonna hit all notes for me.
I really, really need to get my sister in touch with y'all.
Yeah.
She, honestly, not to piggyback y'all, but I think right now she's doing medical mystery shit.
Oh, okay.
Constantly in the hospital for days and days. And it's like you said, like, they think she's a pain person, like, just there for meds, and like eating hydrocodone like Pez because she's in so much pain.
And at the same time,
And they can't figure out what the fuck's wrong with her.
Yeah,
And it's
that's killing her liver.
Yeah.
It's
It's eating it, and that was the one thing that he had a liver disease, and they were killing him.
because most people hear hydrocodone and they just hear, oh, it's an opiate. But so if you ever pay attention to those numbers and you educate yourself on the medication you're taking, that milligram or that dosage, if it says like 7.5-500, that means it's 7.5 milligrams of oxy or hydro, and then 500 milligrams of aspirin. So that's how they formulate oxy or hydrocodone. That it's Tylenol, but then it also has that opiate part connected or binded to it.
And
But
people
once
don't
you get-
500 is a fucking lot of
Yes.
milligrams.
And
of
once you
Tylenol.
get on the pain pill, you tell them, well, I've got this. Well, then they prescribe you another one. I mean, and I don't know if you've told you the count, but he was on 27 pills a day.
Damn, bro.
27.
Yeah. And now I'm on 3.
And no wonder you're asleep for 22 damn hours.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah. So like, it's just crazy. Like I said, all glory to God because of this plant. Because and I wish that, especially here in Texas, the good thing is, with us doing what we're doing out there, right? The Cannabis Association in New Mexico, we're offering reciprocities. So, meaning if you're a compassionate use registered patient here in Texas, we're going to eventually be able to set you up and register you in New Mexico, and you can actually utilize our medicine over there.
Oh, wow.
So, and I just wish for the people, like, especially here, in Lubbock, we're, more Bible Belt. traditional thought process. I'm just like you. I'm just like everybody else. I just want to work. I just want to live a normal life. I want to be a functioning member of society. Unfortunately, what you think is bad
Come on.
to everybody else, for me, it's good. And I'm sorry, but I've utilized everything that the doctors tried to tell me was it's okay for you to function properly on. No, I'm not, I'm at the point now where I'm trying to enjoy my life and live it to the fullest, and I'm not going to be conformed or be put in a box.
I think that old school mentality has a big play in that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we all have friends growing up that our parents coined as the marihuano, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, that guy's just a marihuano. And
Pinche Thomas.
I think that type of old school mentality's kind of fucked up Texas because,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times it's been up for approval and it just
It'll
constantly
come.
shut
It'll come
down.
eventually.
My thing is like for people here, especially like patients that have just been told that, the horrible news that they've gotten diagnosed with cancer or with something like that. Educate yourself before you just say, okay, doc, whatever you have planned for me, I'm going to do. Because, if you give this medicine a try, it's been proven time and time again that it can heal you if you catch it fast enough and you start putting yourself on a method as far as
I just saw a
usage.
documentary where the doctor was talking about how all the cancer patients that he went through and did the autopsies for, they didn't die of cancer.
Oh.
There was radiation poisoning. It was just all complications from the medicine that killed them. That it wasn't cancer that actually killed them. So
Yeah.
you're speaking truth, bro.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so it's going back to that oil we were talking about earlier. The way I can explain it best to people is, so if you've been diagnosed with cancer, if they told you, yeah, you have cancer, and they're gonna say, okay, we're gonna put you on a regimen of radiation and chemo for 3 months. More than likely, you're gonna be on 14 treatments, stuff like that. And with that, what it's going to do is it's going to kill your immune system. It's going to knock out everything. It doesn't discriminate as far as good and bad what's in your body, So what I like to tell people is with RSO oil, I call it the natural chemo. You get put on a regimen, and for the first 30 days, you're trying to get to 1 gram dosage a day. So the first dosage is half the size of a grain of rice. Right?
Oh, shit.
And you start off with that and you take it 3 times a day. And over that 30 days, you get to the 1 gram dosage. But you technically want to get anywhere from 60 to 90 grams in your body within the first 60 days. So what that does is, like, even for me, I had all that GI issue with that oil. I just felt it like penetrating your muscle fibers, your fascia, like it feels like a lubricant, in your body. And even in my stomach, I was actually able to eat after about a year of taking it.
You're like the Tin Man getting oil. And
Yeah,
shit.
like
Real, right?
not having to run to the restroom because I ate something too greasy or anything like that. Like it worked wonders. And like I said, it helped us so much. And what I feel like it does is when it gets into your body, I call it the natural chemo because it's not going to attack anything that's necessary in your body. It's going to go in there and it's going to attack the cancer cells specifically. It's going to target anything that other than what your body needs.
Wow, bro.
I mean, and this is coming from somebody who was given 3 years, in 2010.
Man, bro.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's proof it works, and not only that, I mean, it helps with so much, with mind stuff, with your body, with, lots of diseases and stuff. And I just wish people would quit calling it a drug.
Yeah. And as a lifetime smoker, people have given me hell. It's kind of as a joke, but as we talked before we started recording, as I got older, I started realizing that, I had not some, whether they want to diagnose it as ADHD or something that I was off a little bit. And when I would smoke, that was when I was able to kind of gather myself. I'd be, I would isolate myself, so I was kind of, doing bad, self-harming, and at the same time. But I realized it became more. I started smoking more for healing rather than just to smoke to get high.
Yes.
Now, when JP talks about when I was in high school, and I just wanted to smoke. I thought I just loved the smell of it, but I think my body was always seeking some kind of alternative help because I never was diagnosed, but as I got older, I realized I had some issues, and I thank God for that you were able to pursue what you did because people like me weren't educated about it. We just kind of. It was either, I hate to say it, was either smoking bud or doing powder, and at the clubs. And for me, I kind of I gravitated to smoking because it calmed me down. Or when I had some issues I couldn't talk to my friends about, I could smoke a little bit and bounce my thoughts off the wall, and slow my thoughts down. Yeah. And I see nowadays, the strains are so strong, but for someone like you you're doing it for all the right reasons. I applaud you on that, bro. That's badass. Thank you. To someone who's always advocated for smoke, it's like to be next to someone who's actually advocating for it. That's badass, bro. And like I said, salute to you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I bet you we have a special one for you.
Yeah.
Man. I'm going to go for the taste testing.
Yeah.
No, and that's awesome, man. Like, I jokingly talk about, bud all the time, but to see it help people, I've seen, I had a daughter who was, teenage girls issues, but she had smoked after when she got into college, and it helped her with her suicidal things, and it helped her as she's become a stepmother in her life now, and I love to see it. I know I abused it for many years, but to see it now, what it is, and for you to open up something to help yourself, but honestly to help people like myself or other people, it's freaking badass,
But also,
man.
what I like about your story is like the passion is there.
Yeah.
It's not I want money.
No.
Yeah.
That-
You don't get that at all. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, of course.
Of course, money pays the
I'm like,
bills.
we
I
need
get
it.
that. I get that.
Of course,
money pays the bills.
Yes, but like for me, like I said, it's all about. I can't make money without having this.
Yeah.
So without it, so it was just like, just do it, And so we got the idea and made the business plan, did what the Cannabis Control Division asked of us, and we started growing last year, and and now we're getting to the point where when we do our grand opening, but to know that I'm going to be able to help people on that health journey, like just give it a shot,
The cool thing about what we want to bring different, I visited a lot of dispensaries, marketing and, trying to find our, our threats and strengths and all that stuff. And the one thing that I noticed is I want us to be different. He's the bud tender. He knows everything about every strain, how he grew it. Yeah. And I want that one-on-one experience. And most of the time that, customers come in and get what they want, we're giving you what you need.
That's cool shit.
So that's the small difference. You're not going to get, we're going to let everybody in the shop. You're going to get the one-on-one experience with him, get
That's
the good
dope,
stuff.
man.
So.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, so one of the things that about going into a dispensary, I get anxiety, is going in there and it's a big old space and it's overwhelming, especially when it's crowded with people. And then if they're real busy, you're gonna be in a rush. They're not gonna walk you through the path, or if you're coming in for recreational, or if you know what you want, if you're like a regular smoker, hey, all for you, but I want to educate you as well, just because you smoke every day. What are you how are you doing on a daily basis with your mental health? Are you hurting anywhere?
That's awesome,
that,
Dude,
or do you
that's
have
badass,
any? Do you have any? Illnesses that maybe cannabis can help you with? Because
Is your wife driving you crazy?
Hey, he drives me crazy.
there's right now there's 28 different medical diagnoses that are approved for cannabis use in New
Oh, wow.
Mexico.
Wow.
And they're adding more here in Texas as well. So, like, just educate yourself on everything. That's what I've learned
Is Texas medical approved?
Yes.
They are?
Yes, they do. Yes, but again, it's only the reason why I went to set out shop over there in New Mexico is because the cap is 3% THC
Yeah.
Oh,
here
okay.
in Texas. So unfortunately, like for me, I can't utilize 3% cannabis.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm beyond that.
Yeah.
I was
So-
gonna say it's too low.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're also gonna carry, specific, vape pens and waxes. We're not gonna carry a whole lot. Some of the things that help him out and help, others that are top of the line. So we don't want people to get overwhelmed on what to buy. Again, we want to be one-on-one, personal experience. So
Pretty much what we're gonna be setting up in our shop is trial and error. Like from us, from a personal standpoint. Like I don't want to sell something that I don't back or
Yeah,
guarantee.
yeah.
So even with, our right now we can't actually manufacture and make our concentrates and edibles and stuff like that until we get the manufacturing part of our business up. So we're outsourcing that, but I still have to try that product.
And make y'all's own edibles and
yes,
Yes.
eventually that's gonna be our part 3, our next building.
That's my dream is to be able to make my own RSO oil.
Yeah.
So it's just a
Dude.
process.
But you're also
getting that
right.
set up.
I mean, I don't smoke weed, but I've had several friends that do, and we've going out of town with them. We've been to a dispensary in Vegas and in Oklahoma, like casinos, going to the casinos, and you're right. Like you just go in there and you don't know what the fuck you're buying, and they don't care.
Yeah,
Like they're
they
just like,
just-
"What do you want?" Like they don't educate you or nothing.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, if I don't know what I want, then and those 2 times my buddy didn't even buy shit because he didn't know what to
It was
fucking
just so
buy.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ours is a cleaner, open space. There's room one-on-one, and you're not gonna get overwhelmed. So
Yeah, I wanted like
Hopefully.
a boutique type
Yeah.
feel, like small,
That's cool,
personal
man.
on a
That's
personal
real
level, man. Like, so I'm excited because we have a bunch of different strains lined up that so our flower starts anywhere from 14% and all the way to 31% or 30.8 technically.
Is that high?
Yeah, 14 to about 19% is what they consider low.
Okay.
But again, there's different factors involved with how, if it's outdoor, that's definitely low. But
So 14 is low.
yes,
So 3% in Texas, is that a joke? Basically.
I mean, honestly, it's like what Tom said back from. We can get that off of the street, back in the day what
Oh, yeah.
we used to call brickweed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
So it's
that
just a
was even
joke.
testing 7 to
Yeah.
anywhere from 5 to 7, 5 to 8%.
Damn, bro.
So it's one of those things where like
So they're not
everybody-
even getting the help.
no.
3% Texas, you're not even really getting the benefit from because it's so low of a.
it-
Wow,
low-
man, that
so low of a
sucks.
THC content. Yeah, so like I said, that's why I went to went to New Mexico to do this because, like I said, it's for me,
Yeah.
but it's also for everybody else. But I know we have the capability of providing the best quality available. So 14 to 19, or let's say 14 to 18 is considered low. 19 to 25% is considered mid.
Yeah.
25 and above is considered top shelf.
Yeah.
But
Whoa.
27 to 30 plus is elite.
You're getting into Thomas numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we went to California, I went to some back alley. It was scary as
Oh, dang,
hell.
that
And
sounds good time already.
and, yeah, because I wanted to so bad. I was like, I'm in Cali, and I brought it back, and scared the living shit out of me. I was like, it has to be 100% because I was paranoid, and I've been smoking for 30 years. I was like, I don't know what they put in this motherfucker, but I'm going back next week.
Oh, there's
really
some
don't.
strains where Marcus knows instantly. He's like, oh no.
Yes.
But there's one where I just want to go build something.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be midnight. I'm like, oh man, do we have a hammer?
You get the
I
zoomies.
need that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need that one. Yeah. But that's awesome, man. Because I look forward to learning. As I said jokingly, man, it was always just rolling up and
But also, like, vapes are kind of dangerous too, though, right? Because you don't know what's in them.
Yes,
Scary, yeah.
Because a lot of people are cutting it with like glycerol. What's that?
I can't remember. the name of it.
I can't remember. Glycerin. Just different things, and then they're also putting in synthetic terpenes.
I hear
So-
about that in Colorado a lot.
So yeah, but there's ways of actually just doing straight vape cartridges that won't affect you.
That's cool.
So it's just about processes, how you process it and how you're filling your pens.
Gummies is where it's at though.
Yeah.
Really?
Gummies, yeah.
She loves the gummies.
Oh, yeah.
Me, I love the RSO, but I'm gonna give you a little education. So when we smoke it, we're ingesting it. We're getting about a 30 to 40% ingestion rate. When you take an edible, or an edible or a piece of candy or whatever, you're getting it anywhere from 60 to 70%
Oh, you're
ingestion
damn near
rate.
doubling it.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
When you apply it to your skin, you're getting 90% absorption rate. So
Wow.
And
So-
I'm telling you, we run 2 to 3 events, on the weekend a day, and I shouldn't be carrying a generator at my age, or at my size at that.
Yeah.
But we do 2 to 3 events, and
Yeah.
it's a hard
Like
day.
you have to.
It's a necessity
It's
nowadays.
a necessity, and at the end of the day, he, gives me a gummy, and the next day I'm brand new, and people
Amen,
are like,
though.
"How
That's
the
awesome,
heck
dude.
are you?"
But
People
it-
look at me like I'm
but
crazy
it's like-
because
it's not
go.
okay for her to do that, but it would be okay for her to take 3 or 4 pain pills.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
to go work in the morning.
Oh yeah.
So y'all are working on topicals too? Like,
Yes,
pain med.
So I went to
topical?
I went to school to I basically learned how to grow, manufacture, make all kinds of edibles, topicals, salves.
That's awesome, dude.
Like learned how to set up the dispensary. So
And he did this while he was smoking briskets.
yes.
Damn.
So it was one of those things where, like I said, I'm combining my two passions, and the way I see cannabis is it coincides with with food, because I see what we're doing as like a recipe, because it's temperature, it's VPD, it's humidity, it's watering feeds, stuff like that, on a day in day out basis, that you can go back and research and be like, so once we harvest this, this is what we did every single day for the plant. And if I get the same strain and eventually I want to do another run of it, I can go ahead and say, okay, well, we have this information here. We're going to go ahead and try to run it to see if we can get the same product. Unfortunately, with cannabis, it doesn't work that way, because it's all based off of genetics. So, like, it may be better, it may be worse.
Yeah.
It's a hit or mix. So it's like constantly tweaks. As you're cooking menudo or something, you taste it, don't like the way it tastes, so you add a little bit more spice of this or whatever.
Yeah.
Same as with
That's
cannabis.
cool.
So I
That's
I
cool.
have shoulder pain, excruciating pain daily, and I got my hands on some THC oil, of just to start rubbing it in, and it took the pain away like instantly.
Wow.
But then I had to stop taking it because I heard that like the absorption rate is so bad, and then if I were to get randomly drug tested at work, I'd fail the test. So it's like, fuck, but it worked, man. It fucking worked. It take the pain away instantly. So I was like, fuck, man.
You're like, I can't do it.
I'm gonna be all bathing in.
Yeah.
But some of that, and some of my good friends, that stuff works, wonders. You
Yeah.
know, it's like it's crazy that a small cream can change your outlook on the day. You
Amen
know.
to that,
Yeah, because it
man.
was like a little roller ball with like the oil in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Yeah.
sure it had been cut with something, but dude, it took the pain away.
I remember growing up. I don't know if y'all's grandparents did it. My grandparents used to get the rubbing alcohol, and they would always put weed in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we would always, as kids, like, hey, I'm gonna smoke it. I'm gonna grab it and smoke
That's how you
it.
know you're Mexican.
Yeah, that's how, yeah, for real.
If your
Well, you have
grandma
to go
didn't do
outside.
that, something was
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, my grandma always
We
had
were always
the-
throwing everything in tea. Everything was a tea, huh?
my grandma. And, like you got to sit down and make you tea. Like
Yeah.
you like fuck, man. You
Yeah,
have
that or
herpes?
Sprite.
You got herpes and
Yeah.
they make you a tea.
I still can't drink Sprite.
For real?
Yeah, I
Don't want
just
that
like-
warm.
Even when I'm sick now, Marcus brings me Sprite and a box of crackers. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh
No,
yeah,
no.
Sprite.
You're at,
crackers.
you're at the nurse's office. Well, when you asked, well, let me ask you this. So they said it's genetic, so it's you and your sister. Is it just you and your sister, or is it a lot of your family?
Just me and my sister that
That's
I know of
fucking
him right now.
crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and what's crazy is my father passed in 2014 when my mom passed in 2013, right? But my dad, to this day, we still think he was sick, and he didn't tell my mom. He was a cancer survivor one time already. He had Hodgkin's lymphoma. We beat that, and then slowly he just started showing symptoms and signs of how he was acting when he had cancer the first time, and I never said anything, but when I was utilizing cannabis, I basically told my dad, here, and I honestly feel that after my mom passed, if I didn't have him on cannabis, I wouldn't have had him that full year, because I had already been seeing signs. So, like, I honestly feel that it gave me an extra year and a half
Yeah.
for my dad. So, yeah, so it's one of those things where, like, just be appreciative of who you have around and
Sure.
however long they have. And
Yes, sir.
I actually told a buddy not too long ago because he has both his parents and all 4 of his grandparents. And he's 45.
That's
Oh.
nuts.
And I'm like, do you have no clue what a blessing that is, bro?
Yeah.
Like, no clue.
Yep.
yeah, that's very,
It's rare, man.
yeah,
Fucking
it
rare.
is. Because I grew up with a grandma on my mom's side and a grandpa on my dad's side. Never met my
others,
grandma
yeah.
from my dad's side, and never met my dad. I mean, my grandpa from my mom's side. They were both passed away before I was born, so I never got to experience that. So yeah,
It's that hard living, bro.
Yeah.
Back in the day, shit. And then your
For
wife or
sure.
your husband driving you crazy, like, fuck, I'm ready
He
to go.
drives me crazy for the last time.
okay.
So, do y'all guys have a date for the grand opening?
So right now it's a tentative April 4th.
Okay.
We're going for that.
I'm just asking because this episode will be out before the grand opening, so we're good.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
April 4th.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. The soft launch went really well. We had, I can't even thank enough everybody who showed up and made the drive, and not only made the drive, but supported. I mean, truly supported. And we're excited. We're going to have lots of fun stuff. So this is where my corporate skills come in. I'm getting a lot of people to, vendors from Dime and all those other stuff to come be on
Oh,
site.
wow.
And we're going to do lots of giveaways and kind of blow this thing up. So
That's cool.
We're gonna have
man.
Mijos out there.
yeah. As much as I want Mijos over there, I
One thing at a time, asshole.
we're booked.
Yeah.
We're booked here.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
We're booked till December.
Nice.
Oh wow. Amen.
Hell yeah.
dude.
Fuck
Well, I'm
yeah.
claiming that, but
Yeah.
for the next. But I tell my team, like, get ready because
For
we
real.
usually kick off our busy season in March, and we start tomorrow. So,
Amen.
Hell yeah.
so we're excited.
Hell yeah. And then is it Wednesday? Tech does something at the circle.
So we do Memorial Circle.
Yeah.
There's about 4 trucks out there, and we just park out there, and we just feed the students in between classes.
Oh,
And
cool.
it's free or they pay, right?
No, they pay.
They pay. Okay.
That's cool.
Well, the
That's one
students
thing
pay.
I was never unsure of if it was like free to the tech students.
Yeah, it's just different. There's most of the events that I do for tech are guaranteed in catering, which we love, and that's one of the things that, as much as I love catering, it stresses me out just counting everything. But yeah, for the most part, we get invited to lots of places, and we stay pretty booked up. I'm heavy on the covenant on any hospital, just
Awesome.
because I used to sleep on those chairs. I
Come
knew
on.
what it
Yeah.
felt to the cafeteria being closed.
Yeah.
That's
There's
awesome.
no food
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
ever. So I've created for the past I guess 3 years, I created shifts with food truck rotations at all the hospitals
Oh wow.
with Covenant. So we do food truck Fridays, and those are big events because
Yeah.
they sell out, and people are always saying, "Why are you always at the hospitals?" Because they took care of them.
Yeah.
you know.
Man, thank y'all for
Yeah.
giving back. That's bad. That's
Yeah.
So
y'all doing it right.
being out there, and even when patients come, and I'm like, "Are you supposed to be out of your room?"
Yeah.
that was us.
Got any poppers?
Yeah, they act just like that. But I remember he was a heavy smoker, and he'd be like, "Let's go smoke." So there we
Yeah.
were sneaking him out,
Yeah.
holding his robe and one nalga hanging out. But so it just means a lot to be there, and I don't think people understand why I do it.
Yeah.
But
Until now.
yeah, that's the reason.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and all of our businesses were basically built out of necessity. Like I couldn't get a normal 9 to 5, so I said, "What's the biggest way I can contribute?" And it was always been, food. So, it started from there, and she was working at Sprint at the time, and they got laid off. Of course, they eventually got bought out by T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
So she was
I'm still hurt.
at the same time, at the same time dealing with me. She was going to work, going to school. She has her master's
Shout
in
out,
business
yeah.
business management and a certification in project management. So and she's going for a doctorate as well. So it was one
I
of
only
those
want to be called
things-
Dr.
It
O.
was one of those things where it was like
It's the only reason I'm going.
Bitch, that's doctor.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, God placed everything in my path for this to happen, like without all this stuff happening to me, and without her doing what she had to do for all of us, it couldn't have happened any better. Do I hate that I had to learn it this way?
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm appreciative, and I understand, my message now to the world and what I got to do for God, and, what He wants me to show them.
Man, brother.
That's
Amen.
great, man. So I guess
Yeah.
this is a perfect opportunity to ask you, what really triggers your stress and anxiety the most right now?
As much, like I said before, the catering. I love caterings. It's just the way to do it, and we have 2 to 3 caterings every week. But I'm such a number person that it stresses me out.
Yeah.
I want to make sure how many jalapenos I need. I want to make sure, and I don't want it to be extra. I want it to be on point. I don't know why, but it had, I guess because profit, you know.
Yeah.
I'm such a number person, and then my anxiety. My team knows it. My worst pet peeve is, for somebody to be late. I guess because it just does a triple effect, and Marcus has been a big piece of my calmness, because I didn't used to be this calm. That and Cloud9, but
I was like, I don't think it was
It's
me.
not me.
It's not me. It's what I do for you.
yeah, and he says, baby, just learn to have grace. So every time, if you ever see me like this all day, that's I'm trying to have grace.
Yeah,
That's me talking to God. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. He just says, learn to have grace. And I said, you're right, and it's still a learning process of growing, trying to be a business owner and manage all the moving pieces, that
Yeah.
it's hard, and I wish, I want to give special shout out to my team, because they do the damn thing when
Yeah,
I'm not
man.
there. Ugh, I said I wasn't going to cry. But, they care a lot for Mijos. They're not only there for us, they truly represent what Mijos is when we're not there.
And
But you
it's-
know what? You feel that way because you are such a great leader to them that you get that response.
Turn off the cameras.
You get that response from
Amen.
them because if you were a piece of shit ass boss,
Yeah.
none of this would be going.
Aw.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
fuck that. I ain't working this. I'm not going the extra mile. you being the leader that
Yeah.
you are, that's why you get the response from your team that you get.
I try
Because
to.
you're a great leader.
I
Amen,
try.
bro. Amen.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and that's what I told her. I said, you know, learn to give yourself grace because, I mean, we're all far from perfect. You know, like when I died in Colorado after this surgery, you know, like I had that vision and I seen everything that I seen. I was, you know, I devoted myself to God and, you know, living the best I can for Him. And, you know, I set the expectation with her and with everybody that works for us, you know, like it's not just me, it's not just her, it's not just us, it's we. You know, I can't do anything that I've been doing if they're not on, you know, on 100 every day.
Amen.
So I'm appreciative of them. Yes, do we falter at time? Yes, everybody
We're
does.
human.
We're human,
Yeah.
you know, but like I tell her, hey, you know, we've been doing this for 6 years, 7 years.
Still new.
We still have the stamina of being consistent. If we mess up one time, you know,
It's
learn
okay.
to understand it's okay. It would be a different story if we were 2 weeks into the business,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and everything just going chaos. But, you know, like 7 years, maintaining that standard, the consistency, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like the New England Patriots back in the day, or the
Why do you
Kansas
gotta
City
use that
Chiefs,
team? Out of
or
all
the Kansas City
teams, he
Chiefs. You
wants to
know,
use
like
the
I mean,
Patriots.
we
Sorry,
we
guys.
set a standard, we set an expectation, but without everybody doing their job in some form, shape, or fashion, executing at a consistent level, this wouldn't be possible. And I tell them every single day, you know, like we wouldn't be nowhere near successful without y'all. So it's just a matter of like you said, the money, when the money comes in. Yeah, when the money comes in, they're gonna benefit before me.
Amen. That's
Yeah.
You
awesome,
know,
bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
When, okay, so you said you died, right? When you come to, when you wake up, did you remember where you came from? Or no?
Yeah,
You did?
yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, like it's hard to explain. You know, like on those cartoons, how you see that little glowing cloud, and like you can see into another room. That's how I was, but I was floating on myself, and I could see myself, and I could see everybody around. You know, all the doctors and everything working on me, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, I felt the doctor, and I seen him. He was pushing on my chest, and the next thing I know, I get sucked back, and my eyes open.
And what's crazy is, you know, we were all there in the waiting room and
That's crazy.
we heard, you know, the alarm, and I was like, wasn't he the only one in surgery? You know, it started to freak out. Well, when we saw them running, that's when my heart dropped. I
that's
was like,
scary.
oh my God. And nobody would give us updates or anything for like almost an hour and a half later. So then after they brought him, I guess they wanted to make sure he was still conscious, still here with us. And so that was pretty scary.
Man, I'm glad you're here, brother.
Thank you. Like I said, you know, like from who I was in my 20s, I'm nowhere.
Man,
You know,
amen,
I'm a
bro.
different person. You know,
And like you
so-
said, it sucks. Would you want to have to have gone through it? No, but it's crazy how God will humble us, you know, because hearing your story, man, it's, you know, you're praising God in this, and it reminds me, you know, like, man, when I think life can be a little tough, and we've had this talk many a times on the show, like sometimes I can be in my pity party, like for the smallest of things. And here you are, you know, here you were, you're fighting for your life. People weren't trying to help you, and to see you now just humbled, and both of y'all as a team humbled and grateful, like
It's a
you
true
know,
victory.
and I hate that you had to go through it, but it's almost like God knew what He was doing by using you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And continued blessings and continued success to both of y'all.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I'm glad.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on this day. Seriously, bro. Like
I got something in my pocket.
man.
That's
If,
good.
if
JP
you're
told
not
me
an
no.
inspiration, if
real.
you're not an inspiration to somebody every day, you know what's the point? You
bro,
know,
that's-
like I know it's hard sometimes, especially the way society is today. But you know what? Go out, be who you are, be authentic. You know, like
You hear
don't
that?
let nobody steal your shine, because your shine is you, man. That's you allowing God to see that, hey, God, regardless of what everybody's thinking about me,
Yeah.
look, I'm gonna still do what I'm gonna do because of you.
That's
Nobody
awesome, bro.
else.
That's badass.
Thomas, what triggers your stress and anxiety the most?
Oh, bills.
Do you need a hug? Oh my gosh.
No, that's awesome.
I'm not alone.
Beautiful, man. Yes, beautiful.
alone.
Thank you. I mean that. Thank y'all for everything, sharing that. That's what I needed tonight. You know what, bro? I used to being in crowded rooms. So when I was married, I just thought I was an angry asshole all the time, and little did I know I had some anxiety issues and some, depression. So it used to be being in a large gatherings. Now, you know me, I'm a people person. I'm a talker.
Yeah.
I can navigate through large crowds, but it used to it put me over the edge, and all I wanted to do back then is go home and smoke. That, this is 15 plus years ago, but my mind was, I just want to go home and blaze one up, not realizing that I was escaping whatever. So I think since my divorce and over these years of just facing it, man, I won't say I have much anxiety to that anymore, but I don't have anxiety towards like what life's going to bring and stuff like that. So I try not to think of it as I have a trigger anymore. When things get bad, like when I was going through my struggles, man, you were one of the people telling me like, shit, you're about to, blessings coming your way. And I just had to start believing it. So I think now I tried to believe that my anxiety is not controlled over me no more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, and since I've gotten out of the hospital, and my hospital stay was nothing compared to yours, bro. I had a gallbladder issue. It was in the hospital just for a week, and they had to put a stent. But to hear what you're going through, man, that's like, I had a cold compared to what you're going through. Yeah. But I try not to I don't know if I have as much.
You're downplaying it too, motherfucker.
Yeah,
put you on
yeah, I
ass.
was. Yeah,
and it's one of those things where you said earlier, like, you have to smoke, and people say you're always smoking, but what we need to learn is it's not this. It's your medicine.
Oh yeah, you're right. And you're completely is what it is, and
because
we didn't know, but
you could have simply said, to your parents, hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think I have something that I need to talk to somebody professional about.
Yeah.
But little did you know, you already had it.
Yeah.
You had your own therapist. That was your way of
and it
saying,
really
hey.
was, bro. I can remember, it was fun when you first start smoking, but for me, when I wasn't with my buddies or being a fool, my other buddies laughing, I could kind of like think of like, oh, this makes sense, and I'm sure those that smoked can understand that really like, well, man, I didn't have to act that way, or why did I react this way? And it became something that I was able, like you said, a therapist. And growing up, I became a little bit more self-aware. When I went into counseling, they told me I was a little too self-aware, but it's because of the bud. I was able to.
You internalize. You're able to actually communicate and understand your thought process and patterns from what was giving you the stress or the anxiety. Like, okay,
yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
And a little bit more is going to be like, okay,
that's awesome.
Work
man,
through the process.
I'm glad that you're an educator in that moment, because even as a veteran smoker like myself, and I have no shame in it now, because I realize that. I think JP told me one day off camera, he's like, your story, when you're on there, your story helps somebody, just like y'all's. Mm-hmm. And I was just a pothead, but I never allowed myself to get into the further thing. My mom used to always check my arms. Are you shooting up? And I was like, Mom, what the? I'm smoking a joint, But I get her worries because a lot of people. She's old school. She thinks weed's just.
But that's just what it is.
The gateway, right?
Yeah.
And she's old school. Like, oh, it's just like heroin and crack. And I'm like, Mom, it's weed. You needed to smoke some weed, wouldn't you? Like, things would have been a lot easier on us
I know.
all.
I'm gonna throw my dad under the bus. Dad, don't hate me. So maybe he won't watch. But I remember being younger, and I straight up asked my dad, like, Dad, do you smoke weed? He said, Mija, no, absolutely not. And then I found zigzags.
Oh, shit.
And I was like,
it was from his bugles. Was it the buglers?
Back then, and I can be honest now, but, I started at 16 with, my sister from another mister's brother.
Yeah.
He made me try it, and I was freaked out. It was my first time, and, then I started doing it because I thought I was cool, and then, then I was slowly, no, I don't want to say what it was, but, I was giving out candy regularly and stuff.
Yeah.
And, but I never knew until this happened, and when his mom, when he was real sick, and he said, do you know anything that helps him? I said, yeah, weed. And I remember we were counting our money, and she said, well, go find it. I'm like, I don't even know
Yeah.
because we had stopped doing all that, and I said, okay, I'll go find it, and that's where it started. You know, he started that. He like, yeah, that gets my pain away.
Wow.
So that's where that whole journey and like that started helping him and stuff.
So Marcus, I guess like being heavily medicated, do you still have stress and anxiety?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
We were
Because
just-
you kind of hear like, you know, that's medicine for anxiety.
Yes, yeah. No, I mean I do, but it's more like kind of like you know, as I'm smoking and as I'm doing all this, like it's the anxieties of like any business owner. Like you know, my anxieties are like I told her, heavy as the head that wears the crown.
Yeah.
You know, and she got all pissed off. Yeah, when I told her that. What does that even mean? So, but I, you know, like for me, it's, you know, I don't want to let people down. I don't want to let my people down. You know, if it means me having to lay somebody off, you know, those are the stresses and anxieties that I worry about. But you know, I fight through that in battle, just knowing that with God, anything's possible. You know,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
keep your faith. You know, regardless if you're battling through tough times financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You know, like they always say, you know, rain comes in the night, but joy comes in the morning, sunshine.
sure.
You
Come
know,
on, brother.
Hell yeah.
Amen to that.
I can't sit still. Like I just being still in my mind, in my head, that's when the devil comes and talks to me.
Yes, sir.
So being still, doing nothing, I just get the worst stress and anxiety because
idle hands.
because I
Slow feet don't eat.
Yeah.
just
You're right.
the
bro.
most weirdest thoughts, the most randomest negativity always enters
You're
my
right.
fucking mind
right.
when I'm just still. So I hate being still,
Yeah.
which is why I'm constantly doing shit at the gym, podcasting at my work. My work is already like a stressful schedule anyway.
Is there any stress-free work though? I mean, do you guys know of any?
Obviously not, because I'm in the candidates farm.
I was gonna say, I thought y'all dude was
I mean,
straight
that's
out.
pretty.
Yeah, and it sucks that we have to. And you're exact. If you're going back to ask myself that question, that's what I would say is, I have to stay busy. And when I'm not doing nothing, whether when season was slow for me, 3 or 4 days not doing nothing, I get back into my thoughts of, you know, self-doubt or whatever, and it can spiral for me. So,
Right.
and I hated that I had to be so busy to be okay, but I'd much rather be so busy that I'm okay than be in my head for 3 or 4 days and
Right.
go down a rabbit hole. Because, you know, God, I don't even want to think how I used to be. So you bringing that up, bro, you're right. You know, you have to stay busy, but maybe that's not such a bad thing, because you have the way you put your daily life out there now, like people following you, that's awesome, because you know you sharing with us that there's a reason I'm always out here doing these things, and I have a passion for these things, but it's because if I'm not doing those things, I can get in my head. So many people don't know how to express that. Just like with the bud, I didn't know how to express certain things. It helps people, bro. You know?
Yeah, I just, the most negative thoughts always enter my head.
And
when
I
I'm
wonder
doing
why that
nothing.
is, because I mean, you're not alone. It's
Yeah.
you know, I have to be doing like 3 things at one time.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be doing the schedule, I'll listen to the radio, and I'm watching TV. Like, why?
My work is hectic, and I feel safe there. Like that's my safe space because I can turn my mind off and do my job.
And I tell people all the time, if I'm not busy, I'm not right.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah,
it goes
that's true.
back to, you know, both of you saying like y'all can't stay, all of y'all. You know, the enemy's trying to attack
Yes.
you, because if y'all ain't what we are trying to do, what y'all are trying to do, like you said, it's helping people.
Yeah.
So devil ain't gonna mess with you if you ain't a problem.
It's
You
just my one of my
Think about
friends.
it like that.
Real, bro.
One of my childhood friends was a first-time guest on here, and he opened my mind because I never thought of it that way. But he said something along the lines, "Well, the devil will bless you too.
Oh.
Like you get blessings from the devil too." And I thought, boom! Like I never fucking thought of that. But then also too, you're just like, why does all this good shit happen to bad people?
Yeah.
Well, the fucking devil blessed them
Oh
too.
yeah, he's a
Like,
manipulator, brother.
yeah.
Yeah, he is.
And it's one of those things where like you feel like your life was right when you were doing bad in the world,
Yeah.
right?
All in there, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like you say, we're in this world. We're not of it.
Of this world.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like we may see it as a blessing, or let's say, oh, the devil blessed you with $1 million car. What's that gonna prove?
Not a
You
fucking
know?
thing.
If you bless the $1 million orphanage, that's gonna do something. Like it's, we tend to focus on materialistic things, outer things, rather than what really God wants us to do. Just live your life, be happy. He's the only one you gotta impress on a daily basis.
Which is why I always try to be. I constantly talk to the Holy Spirit. Throughout the day, the Holy Spirit is my friend. You know what I mean? And in my head, that's just like I have to be a soldier for God, and tomorrow I have to be a stronger soldier for God. The next day, it just just 1% better each day.
Yeah, that's all you can do is
And-
try.
And even then, still being still, it's just like, man, this could all go away. Like you're fucking up, and like I
that's
just
the
get
enemy, yeah.
negative thoughts.
Yeah.
That's the enemy, yeah.
Yeah, it's the enemy. Is like they say, he's always around you like a roaring lion waiting to attack. Man, it's you understand. Like if you didn't understand, you wouldn't have been able to do any of this.
Yeah.
Like if you would have let your fear thoughts overcome you, you wouldn't have this.
Yeah,
But
you're right. You're right.
You focused on subconsciously not realizing it.
Well, that
I'm
too
gonna do
is
what God's
also
gonna intend me to do.
props to my wife, because she's like, motherfucker, you need to do this.
Where did she go? She left us.
The dogs were acting a damn fool.
The babies.
Yeah.
I always tell Marcus, I'm sorry. I always say, if it doesn't scare you, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Because everything that has been a blessing, I was really scared of not even trying. Like, it's not for me. And she's like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I battle with it every day, and I try to, try to not let it get to me, but fuck, man, it gets to me. I'm just like, man, I just want to chill sometimes
Yeah.
and do nothing.
Goes
And-
back to like I told Jennifer. Sorry for cutting you off.
Or-
Give yourself a little grace, bro.
Like this. You're
Like-
going to see everybody walking around like this.
Like, look at
Like they talk to
look at
Marcus.
everything that you do on a daily basis. Like we're hard on ourselves because we expect so much more out of us, but at the same time, like even me, like it's hard to explain. I don't. I know I should be proud. I know I should be excited because of what I'm doing, but to me, it's like I'm still amazed by it. Like I haven't
I don't think it's hit us yet.
I haven't been able to have that sensation of gratitude of just appreciation. Like it for me, it's just like you said, going back to that anxiety is like, man, I did this, but it's nowhere near done.
Yeah.
Like
You're thinking,
I
what's
still
next?
have more,
Yeah.
like yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, man, I need to take a page out of my own book and
Yeah.
say, hey, man, you
Give
did
yourself
something.
grace, man.
Yeah.
And when he was telling me about that crown thing, what is it again? Heavy as a crown on your head.
Heavy as the head.
No, where's the cra- yeah.
So I didn't know what that meant, and I Googled it or asked Sir Charles, aka ChatGPT, and it gave me a definition of what it was, and then I looked at him like, "That's me, bitch." Sorry for my English, but that's exactly what I said. I'm like, "Oh, why do you gotta say all those things heavy in the crown thing?"
Yes, my crown's heavy.
Yeah, but that was just when we first met. He called me a diamond in the rough, and I was pissed off. I'm like, why am I rough? Because I play softball. I was so mad. I'm like, oh, he's one of those guys with the cool quotes.
Why am I rough?
And why do you gotta dig me out?
It was a match made in heaven.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of my friends called when we got together. He like, oh my gosh, y'all are a beautiful disaster.
Oh, I'm sure I'm sure we know a couple of fucking couples in everyone's lives that are fucking beautiful fucking
Okay,
disasters.
sweet.
Right? You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're just like, how the fuck are y'all still together, man? Fuck.
Oh, I thank him every day, not leaving me. I'm like, oh, baby, you're
No,
so
I'm
good.
not, obviously, you guys are not beautiful disasters. I'm talking about real beautiful disasters. You're just like,
Oh, he's beautiful. I'm the disaster.
You're just like, man, y'all are miserably comfortable together. Fuck, man.
Oh, yeah, there are
that
some
type
people
of
like
shit.
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
You're like,
okay. Yeah,
come on, bro. Like, go be
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, go be happy, tickle, tickle is what my best
There's
friend
happiness out there for you.
For both of y'all.
said. Yeah, so.
So, let me ask you this. So we just said, you know, we're hard on ourselves, right? If you could tell anything to your younger self, what would it be?
Ooh, I would tell my younger self, stop drinking and finish school. Because finishing school, you know, at this age, you know, I wish I would have done it younger. And I feel like I've always had that hustler, go-getter, you know, get top jobs and land great positions with work. But I feel like I would have been further if I would have not drank so much, you know. And I wish now it's like I can't get enough.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. And I read and it says, you know, it's just part of the entrepreneurship that you're trying to get to that next level. And I, like he said, I want to take a moment to take it in.
Yeah.
So,
But to play devil's advocate with that, like, you don't think that the path that you had was your path?
I do, you know, I always tell him, you know, we're here for a reason.
Yeah.
I just wish that I didn't party so much. And, you know, I wish I would have focused more on me and my goals
Yeah.
than
Because I
waited
get that.
so long.
Like, I partied my ass off.
Yeah.
I hung up my party shoes at 31.
We both shake our head.
Yeah, like 31,
Yeah.
32. But I kind of appreciate that because now it's out of my system.
Yeah, I get that. And, you
Because
know.
who knows? Who knows if I didn't do that and I'd been a shitty husband, you know, if I cut it short
Right.
and then wanted to just relive those old days
Yeah.
and stepped out on the wife, or not even that, but just leave her and just go fucking party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I'm appreciative because I got it out of my system.
Yeah. No, I agree, you know, wholeheartedly with that. But, you know, it's one of those things that telling my own younger self, I would definitely
Yeah.
focus on my goals.
No,
more
I
than
get that
partying.
too. Yeah.
But, I mean, damn, we had some good times. We still talk about it. We still talk about that I drank out. I was drinking.
I read Instagram post, maybe a TikTok post. This was a couple years ago, but I always remember it. It was like something along the lines of, you didn't know, like, the last time all you and your friends were hanging out, that was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be the last time. And I always think about that because when we partied, fuck, it was like
40,
block.
50 of us.
Yes.
That was like a whole block.
It was a group of us.
That's why you don't
But it
remember
was
me,
a-
huh?
But it was a constant, like
Friday,
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
whole group,
Yeah.
every weekend.
And we would start at 10 and play washers and barbecue. And
fucking conference all there,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
all day Sunday.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, it's done. No, go to Rincon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
rest in peace. That was some good times. Those
But
little stuffed animals.
it was like Marcus said, it was like 50 of us every fucking weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
And you can count on Odell passing out.
Uh-oh. Priscilla, that wasn't me.
You can count on Odell passing out in the car. Just leave him there. He'll wake up soon.
Weren't you with us when they tackled, who was it, Renee, and they shaved him or somebody?
No,
Weren't you with
I don't
us?
think so.
No, I don't think
It
so.
was Odell.
I remember, I think it was Nick and Bruce having a chair contest about hitting. They were both taking turns hitting each other over the head with a folding chair.
Shit, I missed
And
that
then
one.
it went from like hitting each other's back to doing each other's head, and I'm like, man, I need to go home. We're fucking drunk.
Oh, yeah. There was one time where it was, you know, just me, Marcus, and Bruce, and we were always together, and we were a band out of a straw. Like, I would do this musical thing off a straw, and they'd be like, da-da, da-da, like, I don't know. It's just a thing. I think
Some
we
crazy
can still do
times.
Those are the best times.
it. Yeah,
bro.
right.
Those are the best
I
times.
remember a few times where like, it'd be George's backyard or Nick's front yard, and we'd have a brisket on the grill, and fuck, I don't know, it'd be smoking all day. But then midnight, 1 o'clock, we had picked at it all day. There's no fucking brisket, and I'm like,
It was just a
ain't
piece of
this a
foil.
bitch? But that I'm saying that because all day drinking, all fucking day. It takes 8 hours to smoke a decent
Yeah.
brisket. So, yeah.
That was the house where you had to take your own toilet paper, or you just had to know where it was hiding.
Yeah.
You just had to know.
Yeah, it's like Mexico. You had to pay the 10 cents per sheets.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Marcus, I ask you, bro, what if you could say anything to your younger self? What would it be?
Like Hot Tub Time Machine. Invest in Google.
Definitely.
No, but
What was it called? Lugal.
Lugal.
And it was Motley
Motley Lou, yeah.
Hey, I call one of my friends Rugal. Yeah, when it,
He knows everything.
yeah.
no, but I guess what I would tell myself is knowledge is power. Really understand and comprehend that, you know, and if you don't know something, or if you're scared to ask questions about not knowing something that you didn't learn in school or whatever, you know, don't be afraid to ask. Because had I paid attention more in school rather than focus on my athletic ability, you know, I probably would be a lot further ahead in life than I am now.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, man. Like for these kids that are you know, that are growing up in this generation, even for us older adults, man, if we could just tap into that new age knowledge, you know, being able to understand and utilize AI, you know, the abilities and capabilities that everybody has, and everybody has the same opportunity right now at this moment to capitalize on any of this. If you want to learn, or if you want to be anything in life, there's no way that you cannot know or learn how to do it. I mean, with the way technology is.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to direct and write movies, you know, and you have no idea, AI is right there.
No
There's
shit,
so
true.
many apps
Yeah.
and everything out now that, I mean, you can create a cartoon series in a day.
That's
Dude,
badass,
shout
yeah.
out to Pendejos, bro. This past Friday, they had an episode where Eric pulled out old writings. He used to write music.
Oh, okay.
Not professional, just
Yeah.
like a hobby type shit. And he was reading these songs, and both of them were having a go at each other, like, dude, that's fucking stupid. Like, and he was like, yeah, but this is like 16-year-old horny Eric. And then so they take a break. Well, I guess during the break, he gets on AI and creates songs. It's songs.
You should
like-
hear the ones he created.
And I'm like,
That's crazy. I gotta
what
check
the
those out.
fuck?
He did it off of Hub City, right?
I can't remember.
I think he created a song off of Hub City. So, yeah.
Yeah,
that-
so I mean,
it's
that's
really
what I'm
easy.
saying. Like we're at the age now where, like, our generation, we were the last of, you know, being told and raised, you know, if you want to have a good life, you're gonna have to find a good paying job. You're gonna have to stay there 20 years,
Right.
30 years, retire, put 401k, save, this and that. Man, you have kids out here 15, 16 years old making $80,000 to $100,000
no
a
shit,
month
bro. No shit.
off of making little
Dancing.
clips and posting
Yeah.
it on the
Yeah.
internet. I
real,
mean,
brother.
like, these kids are showing us up. And here we are trying to teach them and how to raise them when you have a little 2-year-old getting be able to market the heck out of his next toy. You know, like-
I danced and I only had like 2 likes.
It's like,
I was like,
come on, fuckers.
come on, people.
it's
You
like
know,
going to work at 5 a.m. because I chose to be a fucking class clown.
Yeah,
Type shit. Like,
For
but
real,
now
bro.
these kids are fucking getting paid for
Yeah.
being class clowns.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
So-
crazy.
And it's crazy because me and my friend, we did a video not too long ago. We were at quarter 4 and I was just trying to turn on the camera. It said do a hand visual so it'll
Oh, yes,
activate.
yeah.
So I was just trying to do this and you just see her flying behind me, just dancing. And that thing blows up, but yet the video that I practiced dancing with 3 times, got like 2 likes. I'm like, what the heck?
You know,
It's so weird.
but also, how many views did you get?
Oh yeah, that one. Ours.
Because that right there tells you people are watching.
Oh, for
but
sure.
not everybody's liking
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because I'll see, like, on my views, it'll be, especially on Facebook, my views would be like 900 views with like 10 likes. You're like, come on,
yeah.
motherfuckers.
And that's the one. One of our pictures blew up, and I'm like, baby, we're at 55,000 with not so many likes. And I'm like, but I get monetized on Facebook, and I still get paid because of the views. And
That's cool.
Sweet.
I get
Hell
paid
yeah.
more with, people commenting and stuff, and
Yeah,
that's
the
why,
interaction.
Yeah, and that's why I showed him. I'm like, you didn't give me a penny today. Go like my post.
Go like my post.
Go give me a penny.
Yeah.
So now he likes all my stuff.
Thomas, what would you say to your younger self, bro?
I would tell little Thomas, just do it. You know what I mean? You know me, I'm an overthinker, so just do it. Don't be afraid. It's okay to fail. We're talking about, in order to get the recipe right, you're going to go through trial and error. I would literally tell little Thomas, just do it. I had an older brother, Mike, who encouraged me, and, I listened to him, and he kept me, on the right path. But yeah, I think I would just say, just do it. It's okay to, not get it right the first time.
Yeah.
Because that overthinking, it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes you when you overthink things, you think of what could go wrong in a bad situation, but throughout your whole life, man, you're second-guessing yourself all the time, and just in being, sometimes preventing yourself from just trying new things, you know what I mean, and waiting to, well, for me, 35 years old, going through a divorce, to have to figure shit out. So, yeah, just do it. Don't be afraid.
It's funny that you say that too, because I'm a little bit of the opposite when I would tell myself to worry about being a good person. Don't worry about being liked by everybody.
Yeah.
That was my main drive, focus, concern was just to be liked by everyone.
Right.
And it took me to places that I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
But hey, this guy's gonna think I'm a pussy if I backed out of this.
Yeah.
And
I think that's just the world in
Yeah,
general.
and little did you know, everybody loved the shit out of you for who you are, and that's I'm so glad that you started the podcast, because that's when we'd always say stop sucking your dick, but I would always just try to hype you up and tell you, like, man, I'm so glad you're doing it, because if any of us could have, I've known JP since junior high, if anybody to do a podcast, it JP Lopez, you know what I mean, and for you to do it. People loved you for who you are, but you sharing, like, hey man, I was wanting people. I was the same way, man. I remember trying to jump out of moving cars so people thought I was funny, because I had some shit going on in my head. So I'm grateful that I was able to start smoking weed when I was a little bit older.
I couldn't tell you, just like you, I couldn't tell you how extreme that I went just to get that laugh.
Yeah.
Knowing damn well that wasn't me, but I just knew this extreme would get everyone in the room to laugh and be on my side.
I like it. It's cool.
It was. You think back, you're like, man, I did a lot of dumb shit, and I wish I didn't do a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
But
Did we all?
that's what I'm saying. We live and we learn.
But the good stuff outweighs the dumb shit. Some of the stories of that, I'd wake up like, what the hell?
I feel like those memories help make who we are today.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I really take a lot of pride in to see that, because my son, he's 21. He's not my biological son, but he's my son. I think he was probably in the first grade when I came into his life, and now he's a senior at Tech.
Yeah.
But to see him and his friends' interaction be almost identical to how I interacted with my friends, man, I mean, he has a girlfriend, but he's still out of town. He's still living life. It's not like the girlfriend runs the...
Yeah.
Because a lot of my friends did that. Like, I had a lot of great friends. I would get a girlfriend, and then they'd just be non-existent for months.
Me.
And for him to still have that girl and then still be a part of all his friends' life, like, man, like, I love that. I really do. Because I was never that person. Like, you didn't even know I had a girlfriend. Like, you got a girlfriend? Yeah, like 10 years, fool. Like, you're always with us. So yeah, but thank you guys for coming,
Yeah,
man.
no
This was
problem.
fucking
That was
Thank you.
awesome, man.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I can come back and
Yeah.
we can talk more about life. But I really wanted to spotlight y'all's business.
Well, I
Well, we
appreciate it. Means
Yeah,
the
thank
world.
you for having
Yeah.
us. Man.
But before
Much
we
blessings
go-
to you too.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Before we go, do you have any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Yeah, just continue to be kind, help one another when needed. Don't expect things, and just be a good person every day. And again, I appreciate all my crew, all my team, you guys, anybody who supports our business.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
we truly
I
appreciate it.
I just love the support that you guys give back.
Yeah.
And I see it on your social media, and that's just all. It's just beautiful because I see Luz doing that with Cuevas, and I see Mark doing that at Jimenez, and then to just see y'all doing that too is like, man, I'm fucking with the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really am.
That's
I
right.
have the saying where you help others build, God will build yours.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was part of when we initially started the food truck was, there was a lot of, separated trucks and people had animosity towards other trucks and this and that. And I told her one thing is we're going to come into this industry and we're going to change it. We're going to help others when they need help. And, if they decide that they want to join, they can. If not, it's not their time. But
Yeah.
the community that we've built and we established by doing so, we have some really great people behind us, and even the other trucks, Bubba and Bray, man, can't thank them enough. There was one event where our generator give out, and I was on my way to Clovis, I believe, and Jennifer calls me and she is all, the generator went out right as we were starting
No,
the
it didn't
event.
go out, it blew up.
Oh yeah, it blew up, and I was like, man, what are we gonna do? Do I need to turn back or what? She calls me 5 minutes later. Hey, don't worry. I was like, what do you mean, don't worry? Bubba came over here and dropped off his generator and hooked me up, and we're ready to go, rocking and
I
rolling.
mean, people borrow
like,
cups or,
cups.
to-go containers. He brought me a whole generator
Yeah.
just so I wouldn't miss out on money. On my
Yeah, Aaron's a fucking awesome person, man.
Yeah.
I really like that guy. It didn't take much of a conversation for me to know that he was going to be a good friend for a long
Yeah.
time.
And he's good people. He's always shouting you out and sending me your podcast.
Oh, really?
And stuff,
I
so-
love that guy, man.
Yeah.
Him and his wife are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, and her mother was going through a battle with cancer, and she still is, with liver cancer. So, I've educated her on,
Oh, wow.
If her mom is, wanting to ever do that, just let us know. We can help her in any which way possible. But
I
it's
think
those,
Thomas had a paper cut. He might need help with that.
Oh, yeah.
It's
We'll
those-
get you fixed up.
it's
That's
those
okay.
relationships
Thank you.
that,
I'm in so much pain.
it's those relationships that that I'm proud of, that
Yeah.
we were able to change the mindset in a lot of the food trucks, like
That's awesome, dude.
because we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Why are you going to get mad at each other when we're all trying to accomplish the same goal?
There's just so much food, and it's funny that y'all are food truck, but there's just so much food for us all to eat.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are we trying to block this guy's meal and
Yeah.
this guy's meal? There's just so much for us all to eat.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time. I've said it several times, but when I'm not a Laker fan, but when I'm saying I'm a Laker fan and they win the championship, what do I say? We won.
We.
Yeah.
We won. And the shitty people will be like, what did you do? You didn't do shit. Like, motherfucker, I cheered my buddy. Like, I was his cheerleader. I'm his biggest fan. If he wins, I win. We
Yeah,
won.
We
Right.
win.
We
Like,
win.
And it just sucks that not a lot of people are like that. It really-
Life would be so much easier if
Yes.
people would just form community with each other. And not, I get there's competition. We all got to live, but yeah, if we could just grow together and cheer each other on, and like I said, when you need a generator or you need cups or something, be able to rely on each other. Life would be so much easier. Even if it's just a little easier, it would be so much better.
Shout out Bubba and Bree Grill Cheese.
Yes.
Yeah.
For real.
They're my
For real.
favorite.
Yeah, we love those guys, man. They're just. I didn't know him. I never met him. And I go to Midnight Craving, and I go, and he's like, "What's up, dude?" And I just assume that's just his personality. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he's like, "What do you want?" And I ordered, And then he's like, man, I love your show. And I was like, oh shit, like,
That's
oh,
cool,
thanks,
yeah.
hell yeah, badass. And at this time, he was doing the Pendejo sandwich, so he was a sponsor for the Pendejos, but he didn't know me, and I never met him. And then he was like, nah, dude, like, your food's free. I was
That's
like, nah,
cool,
dude, I
man.
gotta pay. He's like, nah, man, your food's free. And then, like, they were busy. And he just came off to the side and talked to me for, like, 5 minutes. And it was, like I said, I just knew he was going to be a friend for a very long time.
Yeah, he's helped us out, him and Joe, quite a bit. And we try to do day drinking, just to hang out.
Yeah.
But with our schedules, he's got a full-time job on top of the food truck and
On top of the golfing. On
on
top
top of the golfing. And he's always making fun of me, like, friend, I only do one event a month, and I'm tired.
You're
So
like,
you-
I'm doing 20 a month.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, friend. I'm like, come out more. We need more.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand about us too. So when we talk about being blessed and being able to run throughout the year, I don't know honestly how many food truckers out there are actually doing this 100% like we are. We don't have any outside jobs. We don't have any other outside incomes other than our businesses. So
You got no choice but to
yes,
swim.
we got
Yeah.
no choice but to grind,
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where she's always saying slow feet don't eat, so
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
You got any final thoughts, bro?
Gratitude. Just be grateful every day, like she gets mad at me because like I told
I don't
Thomas,
get mad that
like like I told Thomas, like the old Marcus died, long time ago. The new Marcus is still trying to figure himself out. I'm appreciative that I'm here, and it's not because of me, it's because of God and this
for
plant.
sure.
So
Man, bro.
it's one of those things where I'm living my life because of him, and we're trying to establish something that he wanted for his kingdom and, on earth, in heaven for us. So this is what we're trying to do, and we're
that's
trying to leave a
beautiful.
positive legacy behind for not just for our family, but we're establishing footprints in New Mexico and here in Texas. So if we can get it to where we can combine West Texas and New Mexico together, man, that's going to be freaking awesome.
Well, I would love the opportunity to speak the success of y'all's business into existence.
Amen to that.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I
Appreciate
mean,
it.
you guys truly deserve it.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
And Thomas, before we go, you got any final thoughts?
Man, just be good to yourself, be good to others, and man, if you need to get up, get up. Just get up, and everything's gonna be all right.
Amen to that.
I said it on the last episode, but I think I want to hammer it home. Is just like a lot of us are going through a bunch of shit that we don't care to disclose or talk about. But if you're living your life just for the weekend, I can't wait till I get off on Friday so I can go home and do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I think you need to find ways to live your life every day.
Yeah.
To live life
Yes.
every day. Don't turn your survival mode off and just learn to live a little bit each and every day.
Damn right, bro.
Because, I mean, it's horrible just to live your life for the weekend. And even if you're not going to do shit, you're just anticipating to get off work on Friday.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like that. And
Half the time, I don't even know what day it is.
but you and I think, are a lot of the same when it's just we're constantly grinding with podcasting, photography, work. Like I said, just a constant grind that I think that I thrive in the chaos.
Yes.
But there are a lot of folks that have just a 9 to 5 and they hate that. And dude, like, you leave the job at 5. Go live do what you
Right,
want to do
right.
after 5. Make a living doing something else. Find a passion for a hobby or something. Just fucking enjoy life because it's a short one.
Yeah, it is.
And
And
it
quick.
can be taken at any time. And I just think about my dad a lot because he just worked. I ain't got no money for this vacation. We can't go there. We ain't got no money. And I'm not going to your game. I got to work. And then he passed away 2 weeks before his retirement. So his life was just work.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point, though, brother.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
So, anywho. Until
You
next
want
time.
to trade spots?
Yeah.
You can lay down right here.
Welcome back to the Jennifer Ojeda Show.
Dr. O. It.
Dr. O.
Doctor.
Oh man, thank you guys. Thank you, Mijos Food Truck, Hub City Buds, Bubba and Bree, Cuevas Drive-In, fucking Jimenez and Friends, just everyone. Copper Lounge, shout out them.
Cloud9 Farms as well.
Cloud9 Farms.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone that supports me. I support you, and I hope to help you in any way. So just holler at me, and we can get it done. Support Laugh Hub City. But until next time, guys, read some books.
Cloud City.
Hey yo, JP, tell me what's the deal? Is it real that you got the hottest podcast in the land of the trill? Then tell me what's the deal, because I really need to know it. The way you wanna show it, you rip the shit like a pro. You really should be a poet, like Edgar Allan Poe. You killing shit and they just know it. And thanks to San Juan, I got this drink, I might just pour it. Got me feeling like Don Juan, pimping shit while they hoeing. As far as culture goes, we goated, bitch, and they know it. And I don't like to bloat it, but I know that I'm goated. I know that JP is goated. And this is not a long song, cause the credits are rolling, but I'ma tell you one more time that we fucking goated for real. Best podcast for real. Man, what's the fucking deal, yeah? Like, tell me what's the deal? The best podcast in the West, man, the king of the trill, for real. Jackie, man, told him for real. What's up, JP? What's up, San Juan, man? You know where I be.